So growing up in Greenville, very small town. Um, I do appreciate it the more older I get from moving to a busy town to a from a small town. But early on, man, just like the small-minded, egotistical minds in that town made me like question like why are people like this, etc. And it's just that kind of influenced the work I have, I guess, in a way, because it just fueled an energy in me to like want to be not that type of person. And I was always wondering like why do they act like that? Because it's a small town and they're stuck in there and they know that like they're projecting. So I think a lot of the work I do is just like from way back then, and when I just like realized, damn, it's an egotistical small town. So I just got it's the way I came up with that name is from another term called alter ego. And I just always wondered why people said that, or they had these, they knew they were being somebody else in a way. But I just like wanted to flip that. Don't you want to like ego your alter? And I don't know if it makes sense, but just for example, like the fashion industry, it's just, I love it, but it's also like it made me disgusted with it because it shows egotistical people and all these things. So like I just thought, how ironic would it be to make a high-end like cheaper brand? So it's just like that's what I'm pushing for. That's what inspires me, is just all the egos in the industry and everything that goes with it. So yeah, well, from a young age, I always wondered how graphics were put onto garments slash clothing, whatever you want to call it. I've always wondered that. So I think when I was like 13, 14, 15, I looked up on like YouTube how to do that. And the first thing popped up was like heat press at home. So I went to Walmart, bought heat press paper, used an iron on, and then it just went from there. It just I YouTube self-taught screen printing videos, and I just taught myself because I wanted more with that. And then same with the sewing. My grandma used to sew. I used to be in her sewing room all the time before she passed away. I wish I would have like learned from her because who knows where I would have been. But I integrated it, and at the end of the day, it's all by hand. It's all natural. I couldn't see myself not doing it. Yes, I'm still open-minded, but I was way more optimistic or willing to be and like work with people and do these things. And then just the art scene's good down here. It's a lot of closed-minded things, and so that inspires me to just not be closed-minded, to want to do more for not even the scene or the people, just like do what I want to off of what everybody else is doing, because they're not doing, I don't know, in a way what I'm trying to do or what I want out of it. Yeah, I would say a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I upcycle all these clothing pieces. Like, I don't wholesale manufacture, buy anything, because I mean, that's just a waste of product and whatever and money. You can just go to Goodwill, buy a garment that has been worn or whatever, and change it into whatever you want to. And like the best part of that, or significant part, is just you can make it cheaper. People don't nowadays. Like they'll buy a $10 t-shirt, sell it for 100, when, dude, I'm putting my art on that shit and just like selling it for cheap because it's like people want good clothing, and I don't even necessarily know if I make good clothing, but I just want to put it out there for cheap. And that's very significant because I don't know, I don't see other people doing that, making cheap, affordable clothing, but they're still doing it by hand. It's just crazy, but I try to do that. Well, I've had this. This is one of my first ever screen prints, actually. Right on the back here. In the blue, you can tell just like that's when I first started, the quality of that blueprint, and then all these other ones that have now been printing and adding to it. This is like probably a 7-year-old jacket from when I started doing art on clothing, and holds a lot to me because it's one of the first like ever screen prints I've done, and just like had that for 7 years now, if not more, and just adding to it now. And it's going to be in the upcoming fashion shows I'm going to be a part of. So hopefully hopefully people see it. I just like the upcycling thing. Like I like to add to things in a way, reuse, recycle, and just like upcycle and resell. But it just I like the older style of the punk and the grunge music and all that, and that inspires me to add that to modern things, like make it look shitty in a way, or I don't know, because you see a lot of people liking that darker things now, or just like punkier things, and that's becoming more trendy. But like I don't know, I've always thought that was cool, and so I just do my thing, I guess. And if it's modern, I'll just make it what I want to, modern or not. So man, it's very hard. That's for sure. It's very exhausting, but I don't get exhausted by it. Maybe sometimes I'll get frustrated, just a lot to do, but at the end of the day, like I just I will come home from my day job, which I wish I didn't work, and I will just get to work on what I need to for this, and then I just do it all, I guess, in a way. I have my friend Espen, shout out Espen, the homie. He helps a lot with the sewing, taught me what I know, but it's literally him and I, and it's verse everybody in a way. Like I just do my thing, and I don't get on social media. I don't worry about others' opinions. I do what we need to do. That's what gets me through it, I guess. I like to give, I print, so if like anybody needs band shirts or whatever, if you wanted t-shirts, like I do that, commission jobs or whatever you call it. I do a lot for the local metal bands, punk bands around here. Other artists want patches done, like that's me giving back, and I do it for cheap, other than like those manufacturers that are charging up the ass for it for no reason. Like it's fun, I'm giving back in that way. Um, as a community, like I'm not for it, but there's really none around here. It's very closed-minded. It's very shut down, and like I just do my thing, and people that support it, I'll appreciate them, and I do. There's no hate on it, and people that don't even like it, there's no hate on that. But I just try to push my stuff and do my thing at the end of the day, always. Yeah, there's a lot. Man, every day for me and the homie Espen, man, we're always just talking, shooting the shit about him. But I want to essentially be my own manufacturer, if that makes sense. Like people, if they want a shoes printed, will usually, or like an idea made, they will hit up a manufacturer and like send mock-ups, like that mock-up. Like we make our mock-ups from scratch to finish, and that's like the ultimate goal, and been pursuing that, but I just want to continue to get better at that, and just that's the end goal, is be my own brand. It's a lifestyle. It's not even like, I don't even like to label myself as a brand. It's like a lifestyle. Like you wear the clothing because you just know, like, I'm doing my thing, and that's that. Like you're not doing it for anybody else. You're not. Yeah, you wear without ego. You are without ego. So just keep pushing it. Like make new shit every day. Every day. That's all you can do.